I wasn't gonna cover this because I thought she deleted her Twitter and this was over, but Miss Girl is back with a vengeance, so here we go. Hello and welcome back to Niche Tea, where we talk about drama happening in communities you may not be a part of. Last time we talked about the really unfortunate, what I'm gonna call apology attempt by James Somerton, who was recently outed for repeated and egregious plagiarism of other LGBT content creators in his YouTube video essays. Today we're going back over to book Twitter, and specifically I'm starting to think of this as just author Twitter, because authors seem to have a lot of beef on Twitter. Like, the fact that this happened so quickly after the Kate Corain thing is insane to me. That video is in the playlist. I think it's episode 9. So again, at a high level, when I say book Twitter, I specifically mean authors interacting with one another on Twitter. I'm not gonna say X. This all started when author Marvelous Michael Anson, who goes by Marv with an E on Twitter, posted about their upcoming book, Firstborn of the Sun. The post seemed to be a pretty standard promotion for upcoming work. Then another author named Lauren M. Davis comes in and comments below it saying, "Oh, your main character wouldn't happen to have the ability to control the sun, would she?" To which Marv is like, "Yeah, obviously." And then Lauren says they're gonna send Marv a DM. Turns out Lauren thinks that because she wrote a book that was, I believe, released in 2020, which included a main character who could control the sun, that is somehow now protected under copyright as her property intellectually. And basically since then, Lauren has been, I think, trying to prevent the book from coming out, but also just trying to drag Marv's name through the mud for plagiarizing. This is already so dumb and bad, but when I tell you it gets so much worse, the more you learn. As I mentioned in the beginning, at one point, Lauren does delete one of her Twitter accounts where she initially started this beef. So because of that, some of the screenshots and some of the information I got from other TikToks. So I'm gonna tag the creators below whose videos I reference. I'm also gonna show their faces and their tags, but please go check them out and get more information there. The timeline for this after this initial kickoff within this tweet thread is pretty much that Lauren sends DMs to Marv, which I think Marv ignores. Marv kind of clowns on this whole idea, as they should, frankly, because it is absurd, and this brings more attention to it, which then causes Lauren to double, triple, quadruple, quintuple down at every chance she possibly gets. Lauren explains that no, it is not just sun-based powers, but also both the characters are Black and they're both named Nova, that really unique name for somebody who has sun powers. On top of the absurdity of this, there are also two immediate problems that become apparent. As one creator already pointed out, and as you can easily see on Lauren's new active Twitter, her Nova is not Black at all. Why are you lying?
Why the fuck you lying?
But also there's another stickling point that I have here that nobody's really talked about that's been really bothering me. Lauren says in her description that everyone in the kingdom of Oru is born with Agbara, the ability to draw magic from the sun. That is not the same thing as controlling the sun. Superman gets his powers from the sun. The sun makes him stronger. Solar, Deep Pull, actually controls the sun. Kind of nitpicky, but that's the thing that set you off. That's what started this whole thing, and it's not even the thing you're saying it is. People continue to tell Lauren that she's being absurd because she is. And at some point, for some reason, Lauren, who is a Southern white cop, by the way, decides to put this tweet out about Nigerians, which, golly gosh, just so happens that Marv is Nigerian. When she is immediately called out for this, she goes on an absolute unhinged tirade, tweeting over and over again all the things she's done for the African American community. It is insane. She also revealed that she contacted Marv's agent, assumedly to get the book stopped at this point, and I'm gonna give all the actual props in the world to Marv's agent because they came back like a boss. They quickly responded, they quickly publicly responded and addressed it and basically said, "This is BS, you are full of it, leave my client alone." Imagine if K-pop agencies were this good. Now, again, I wasn't gonna cover this because I thought Lauren had deleted her Twitter and that she had just kind of run away, but no. As of today, she's still very much on Twitter, just under a different handle, and she's deleted all of the initial tweets, but she's still coming at literally anybody who says anything to her. She's replying to people's tweets and being haughty and passive aggressive and double, tripling, quadrupling down yet again constantly. She will not let this go. Thankfully, this really doesn't seem to have affected Marv at all. They've gotten a good number of new Twitter followers. I highly recommend you go follow them. If you like fantasy, they seem to have some really cool stuff coming out. And Marv is an Amazon bestselling author. They've been really thankful for the positivity they've received throughout this whole thing because I'm sure it was really frustrating and scary to an extent. So please go give them some support and look into their books to see if there's anything you might consider adding to your reading list.